Welcome along everyone to yet another edition of W3L Wrestling Showdown. Last week was our 3rd year anniversary episode, which means that this week is officially the start of year 4 here on Wrestling Showdown. And after the street fight match last week, after the tag team title bouncing from Fleisch and Storm to the contingency plan to Weed and Williams, I think we proved that we always bring you fantastic wrestling action every single week here on Wrestling Showdown on the W3L network, and that will not be abating in the weeks and months to come. Now, just a few weeks ago, I'm sure you saw Debbie Sharpe defeat Emily Hayden in controversial fashion. Needless to say, Emily Hayden was not particularly happy with that result and wanted a rematch and to gain some revenge. Well, management have put them together this week one-on-one. Will Debbie Sharpe find a new way to cheat and defeat Emily Hayden this week? Or will Hayden get that victory over Sharpe that she is desperate to have? Let's all find out by heading down to ringside for this week's match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match will be a singles contest set for 1 fall. Introducing first of all, she is from the fair city of Perth. She is the bad touch, Debbie Sharpe. And introducing her opponent, from the strong Airdrie, she is the best, the beautiful, the only Emily Hayden!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we have got a singles rematch from 3 weeks ago here on Showdown. Debbie Sharpe in the Yes, as I was saying, Debbie Sharpe in the blue singlet, taking on the best, the beautiful, the only Emily Hayden in the black. You saw Debbie Sharpe, she's brought a tub of Slim Fast to ringside with her. Some sort of damning indictment upon the audience, apparently. And Sharpe antagonising the audience, usually just her presence does that. If you remember 3 weeks ago when these two wrestled, Debbie Sharpe had to cheat to get the victory, rolling up Emily Hayden, holding her shorts for the added leverage to get the victory. Hayden wasn't best pleased, understandably, and as has petitioned for this rematch. And Sharpe was only too happy. Debbie Sharpe seems she's just been confidently insulted at the same time. And you see Emily Hayden just happy to wait, let Debbie Sharpe wander around ringside, moan and complain. She's not chasing after her, not going to be goaded into making a mistake. She's obviously learned from her previous match with Debbie Sharpe here in Showdown. They actually met before, earlier this year in April in Edinburgh, in a non-wrestling showdown match on one of our live events. So Emily Hayden won that one, Debbie Sharpe in the last one. This is arguably the rubber match, and certainly in light of the events at Resolution 11, the fact we have a new women's champion in the form of Leah Owens, and that means that wins and losses, especially in the women's division, become all the more important because management has to determine who will Leah Owens' next challenger be. That's why Debbie Sharpe was quite happy to face Emily Hayden again, because a second victory over her in quick succession would surely cement her as the #1 contender to the Women's Championship. Of course, wanting to beat Emily Hayden and actually doing it are two different things. Sharpe has done it before. She did have to cheat, however, and you'd think that Emily Hayden would be prepared for that this time. And Debbie Sharpe, I assume the story is just to try and goad Hayden into making a mistake. Like I said earlier on, I think we've gone nearly 3 minutes and nothing's happened as of yet. And this audience have got wound up. Hang on, one of the audience members has had enough and is, I think he's walking out in disgust there, but he's going back to his seat. That should be okay. And the distraction inadvertent or not, it's enough to allow Debbie Sharpe to attack Emily Hayden from behind. I think that's what she was waiting for. Happy to bide her time and take the advantage over Emily Hayden wherever she could. There's a reversal. Sharpe crashing into the corner, and Hayden, a big slap to the chest. She's going to rain some fists down upon her, and that's exactly what she's doing. There's only about a year's worth of difference in experience in these two women. Admittedly, Debbie Sharpe has wrestled in more places, certainly more down in England and the like, than Emily Hayden has. Hayden holding on. Debbie Sharpe's trying to powerbomb her, and Emily Hayden blocked the powerbomb and just twisted herself, using her centre of gravity to send Debbie Sharpe rolling across the ring. Maybe didn't drive her down at the canvas so much as she might have liked, but it certainly prevented Hayden being powerbombed, and she just was able to stop herself there, and she just goaded Debbie Sharpe in. Waited. I think Sharpe thought that Hayden didn't know where she was and was going to attack her from behind again, but Hayden off the middle ropes takes down Debbie Sharpe. She has this match going her way, it looks like. Oh, and there's that dropkick. Just catapults Emily Hayden right into the turnbuckles. I think she smacked her head off the bottom pad as well. And remember, hang on, Debbie Sharpe goes in for the first cover of the match. These turnbuckle pads, it's a bit of foam, but it's not especially thick. And underneath it is a thick metal hook. As you can see, it holds the ropes, which are very tight, holds the tension of the ropes to the ring post. So if you hit that turnbuckle pad with any velocity, you almost go through the padding and smack the metal hook. And Emily Hayden may have banged her head off the hook. That makes me why Debbie Sharpe has got the advantage to go for another cover again. I think Sharpe's trying to wrap this one up early, but Hayden's not going to be denied. Wait, Sharpe in for a cover again. Again, Hayden's got two things that she wants to achieve. One, to get revenge on Debbie Sharpe, and secondly, to get a victory and cement her status as a challenger for the Women's Championship, because that has become all the more important these days. Who will step up to face Leo Owens next? It might be one of these two, maybe somebody else. We'll find out in the weeks to come. And Debbie Sharpe took too long, missed the chop, but Hayden didn't. And Debbie Sharpe, you can tell how much that hurt her. Hayden go for it again. And again, that's going to knock all the breath out of Debbie Sharpe's lungs. And look, she grabs hold of the rope. Now technically the referee could have made Hayden stay back, because Hayden did have her opponent tangled up in the ropes. Debbie Sharpe with a forearm across the back. She's going to bite and claw and scratch to do anything that she can do to get the advantage in this contest. Now raking Emily Hayden's eyes on the top rope. Sharpe gets reversed, and Hayden just flattens her with these double axe handles. And they're setting her up for something. I run straight into her, and Hayden has had the advantage and she's been able to put a bunch of moves together. Oh, she folds her up, back bridge. Didn't quite get it, but a nice way of trying to pin your opponent, folding her in half. When she's able to string some offense together, Emily Hayden's definitely had this one going her way. She's going for a high kick, and she smacks Debbie Sharpe, who rolls on the apron, wisely keeping out of the way. Obviously she can't be pinned on the ring apron. Hayden just waiting for her. Comes charging across and kicks Debbie Sharpe to the floor. I'm not sure that was the best strategy. You can pin her on the floor, I suppose, but she did take a nasty spill, and the floor is just a solid wooden floor. There's no mats here. Hayden just positions herself and throws herself at Debbie Sharpe. I think she's going for a kick, but at the last moment decided just dive upon Sharpe, but certainly threw Debbie Sharpe off. I think she was expecting to try and catch a kick. Instead of to try and catch Emily Hayden. And even though we can't see her on the screen, well, we can now, you can still hear Debbie Sharpe. Hang on, she's got that tub of Slim Fast. She's waving it in Emily Hayden's face. I think it's technically it's a 400, doesn't it? Oh, and it's gone everywhere. And over to the front row of the crowd by the looks of things. Management do apologise, I'm very sorry. Well, that backfired somewhat on Debbie Sharpe. I think she was going to maybe try and throw it in Emily Hayden's face. It ended up in a member of the public's face, and again we do apologise. Oh, and Emily Hayden gets caught with the face buster coming at the ring, but kicks out of it. Sharpe took those few seconds as Hayden checked in the crowd to prepare herself, and as Hayden climbed to the ropes, Debbie Sharpe with the face buster, but it didn't put her away. That's Hayden over her shoulders now, but Emily Hayden sliding out. Sharpe ducks the kick, and Hayden takes one, but doesn't go down. She's reeling, but hasn't gone down yet. Debbie Sharpe's got her up across her shoulders, fireman's carry. You see Hayden fighting out, and drops her down. Twist of fate, that's her move. She goes in, hooks the legs, and gets the victory over Debbie Sharpe. So Hayden gains some revenge over Debbie Sharpe here this week on Wrestling Showdown.
So Emily Hayden gains that victory over Debbie Sharpe here on Wrestling Showdown this week. Now, as much fun as I'm sure that was, nothing quite beats seeing us live and in person. And lucky for you, we've got 2 opportunities coming up for you at the end of the month for you to see us live in the flesh. The first of these is on December the 27th, where we're going to be in Kinghorn, and the following day, December 28th, we're going to Broxburn and joining forces with our pals over at SSW for a joint event. We've already announced for Kinghorn that the new tag team champions, Jason Reed and Kevin Williams, will be defending the tag team championship against former champions Prince Assad and Saqib Ali. It's worth the price of the ticket alone, if you ask me. But I can exclusively reveal to you, ladies and gentlemen, that in Kinghorn we will be starting a tournament to crown the first ever Wrestling Showdown champion. This will be a title exclusively defended here on Wrestling Showdown, and the very first match of that tournament takes place in Kinghorn. Now for Broxburn, we've already announced that the SSW Diamonds champion Angel Hayes is going to be in action, but I can exclusively reveal for you today that one of the other matches we'll be seeing pits the SSW champion Mikey Ratings up against W3L's own Mike Musso, and I'm told the title will be on the line. So those are some amazing matches already announced. There's more to come in the coming weeks, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come and see us, because let's be honest, nothing happens between Christmas and New Year, so you might as well come out and celebrate with us and watch some wrestling. December 27th, December 28th, tickets are available from our website w3lwrestling.com. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown whenever you talk about this episode or any of our awesome Wrestling Showdown episodes. Get your tickets for our live event and then come back here in 7 days' time, because we're going to have more fantastic wrestling action like only we can provide here on Wrestling Showdown.